Previously on Voices of Childcare.
Before COVID, life was, you walked in, there were a million kids greeting you, everyone smiles, happy.
At the time we had close to 80 students, and within a period of about 2 weeks in March, that dropped to 30 students attending. Parents were keeping their children home.
It was rough. I didn't know whether I was gonna make ends meet. I called, the dealers and got extensions on my car. I did what I needed to do to survive that first month.
It's hard. It's really sad. I have a niece and she's 15 months, and it's hard because I'm sometimes afraid to even just hug her or play with her and touch her, just because if I'm at work or if I'm grocery shopping or even just getting gas, now, I'm exposed, and I myself am autoimmune compromised, so I'm at risk of getting it myself. But even with some of the children that we work with, they'll say to us, this was fun in the beginning, but when is it going to end?
You think about your coworkers, you think about how they're going to make it, you think about, sometimes we live paycheck to paycheck, and if this job isn't going to be here, it's, what do we do? Our health insurance is gone. We have a lot of concerns.
Child Care Center is really essential, and I think we have always been considered the foster children of the education system, and you'd like to think that through all of this there's going to be a shift and a change. I like to be optimistic about that, but it concerns me.
It was a big disconnect that I had from the center when we were all of a sudden had to be shut down for a couple of weeks. So it definitely was emotionally difficult for me to have that disconnect from my job that I go to every day. And then when we did open up, I was definitely nervous about coming back, but I had to do it. I had to do it for the families and for the center itself.
We now have a screening. That everyone, we decided right from the start that we would start doing that, even probably before anybody told us that was a good idea. And our screening consists of taking a thermal screening and then a series of questions that we ask of the staff and the parents of the children to answer. And then, provided we get all the correct answers, all yeses to everything, then they're permitted to come into the building. And it used to be, of course, our practice to have the parents bring the children inside and sign off and etc. So now all of that happens in the screening area, and the parents do not come into the buildings at all.
So I think the biggest challenge is that no matter how high my anxiety got, and it got pretty high, I had to stay really calm, because everybody here needed somebody to say, it's going to be okay. We got this. We're going to be okay. I didn't know how that was going to happen. You put your faith in the people that you work with and the families that you serve, and you hope that you're going to be okay. But the message to everybody had to be, we're going to be okay.
I think the communication has been very important as part of how we have succeeded. And it was very emotionally difficult for some people, and some people still don't want to return, parents or staff, because they're scared and they don't know. But I think what's happening right now, because we've just started enrolling the children that we had prior to March 13th back into the center.
We went from having 150 children here every day to having 8 children here. And so that was a big adjustment, and trying to make sure that I could keep the teachers employed and working, and making sure that everybody had a job to do so they felt that they were being useful was really important.
Well, my biggest concern with coming back was not the distancing. In daycares and childcare and stuff, it's all about being there and being with the child. So I was worried that kids were going to be crying and sad, and I wasn't going to be able to hold them and console them the way that I'm used to doing. Luckily enough, we haven't had any of those situations where the kids are scared. The kids have really accepted this this new normal that they're in, but that was definitely a big concern. Or if somebody was going to come down with being sick at the center and I was going to have to send them home, and then now they're upset and they're sick and I can't go near them. And that was definitely something that even just thinking about it would have been very difficult for me to do, not to be there physically for the child.
We have children of doctors, we have children of police officers, we have children of people in like the politics. So if we weren't open, where would their children go?
We were very lucky to have our parents who continued to support us throughout this. Some not only paid their full tuition, but were donating to the center. Some who called and said, Dawn, we love you guys, but I have lost my job or my hours have been reduced. Can you do anything to help me? They were all still willing to pay something, even if they couldn't pay their whole tuition, but everybody wanted to support the staff. And I kept saying to them, if without your support, we might not be here at the end of this. And every single person was really committed to making sure that we were taking care of the staff and the teachers, the kitchen, everybody. And so they continued to pay. And we also had some very generous support from the community. People who have supported us in the past really stepped up and came to our aid. And so we're so grateful to everybody who supported us.
But what is so wonderful is that the things that you really want to be the same are the same. And that's the children. They are the same, they certainly are aware. And the children we've been taking care of here are older, and they're very much aware because their parents have been essential workers and going into hospitals and medical facilities and other places where I'm sure that this is talked about in their homes as well. But when they're with us, they're the same kids, wanting to do the same things, talking about the same things. And I find that's a beauty and a hope for all of us in the midst of it.
It's important because a lot of people have to work, and you need like a place to put your kids somewhere, like a daycare or something.
And it's really good because you don't have to stay home and do nothing. You actually have something to do at daycare. It's fun.